are 2 heats in the T34 class for athletes with cerebral palsy, racing in wheelchairs for the women's 200 metres, and Australians in both of them. Rosemary Little, the bronze medalist from the 100, to push in the first. Christy Pond push in the second. And for Little, it's DeWald of the United States, Benjima of Tunisia, Nichols of Britain, Kitora of Japan, and Siemens, the silver medalist in the 100 from the Netherlands. And here's the Brit, Melissa Nichols. And it's been a good debut Paralympic Games for Rosemary Little, the 30-year-old from Sydney Heath. That bronze medal in the 100, she really flashed home. And on that form, perhaps the 200 might suit her here as we look at the silver medalist from the 100, Amy Simmons.
And Amy, you would think that Amy Simmons would be one of the athletes that is going to be maybe not challenging Hannah Cockcroft for the gold, but definitely for the minor medals. But Rosemary did push a great race in the 100, and she's competing upper class, and just astounding that she was able to beat some of her more able competitors.
It's Cockcroft to push in the next. There's the Australian Little pushing away with Simons outside of her. Nice strong work from Kitora on the inside to start well. And Benjima of Tunisia is also pushing very strongly in the opening phase of the race. Simons far right of screen. The Australian in green and gold. She's just second in from the left now as we look at the camera as they come into the home straight. And it's Benjima on the inside. The first 3 go through automatically. And look at the finishing power of Rosemary Little. She's got Simons outside of her, but Little is going to push through comfortably. This is a really good performance from Rosemary Little. It's only a heat, but she wins it over the silver medalist from the 100, the Tunisian third, and 34.68. Well, that raises expectations for Rosemary Little, even though Hannah Cockcroft is to come in the next heat.
Rosemary looked really great coming off that bend, had already asserted herself in the lead and really eased down a bit actually, and there's a big smile there from Rosemary, and as she pushes through, she looks like she's in fantastic form for this 200. The way that she finished the 100, you would think that she has something in the tank there. She really flashed home, and you can see here that she's coming onto the bends in not quite first place, the inside of her with, I think it was Benjima.
Yep, Benjima of Tunisia, yep.
But Rosemary here, you can see just starting to catch some of her strokes, not actually pushing as fast as she possibly could, in comparison to Amy Siemens, who's really pushing hard all the way to the line. Easing back, a great push there from Rosemary Little.
Yes, she seemed to be working in the lower gear, getting more power out of each of her strokes down the rim.
I think she's pretty happy with that push.
Rosemary Little, winner of the first heat, through to the final, 34.69, beating Amy Siemens of the Netherlands, and Yusra Benjima of Tunisia third, also an automatic qualifier. Nichols and DeWald will have to wait to see the times of the second heat to see if they progress.
Rosemary, PB, and you're into the final. What were your expectations heading into this heat?
I was a little wary because the girls start so much faster than I do, but by the time they hit the 100-metre bend, it was pretty cruisy.
So how pleasing is it for you to make it into this final that easily too?
I really wanted to make it into the final, and it's just one thing down and another thing, the final to go, and we'll see how we go.
You've already got the bronze from the 100. What are you hoping to get out of the 200 now?
Well, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot too early, but I'm really hoping for the top 4 and ideally the top 3.
Good luck for the final.
Thank you.
One of the British faces of the Games, Hannah Cockcroft, to push with Australia's Christy Pond in the second of 2 heats in the T34 class for athletes with cerebral palsy, racing in their wheelchairs over the 200. Vranken, Burrows and Messer, the others, the first 3 through automatically. And Cockcroft is the world record holder in this event. She won the 100 in emphatic style.
But Chrissy just needs to get into one of these first 3 places to get through, and the 16-year-old had a good push in the 100. We'll be hoping to go a little bit better here in the 200 though.
We'll need to push a PB to fire. She's slow out, and on the inside of her, you can see the power of Hannah Cockcroft as she goes straight past the Australian, straight past Burrows of Canada, straight past Messer of the United States, and it's Cockcroft versus the clock Franken on the inside, pushing strongly. She's the real only danger, and Ponders at the back of them, and just trying to get momentum in the chair. But here comes Hannah Cockcroft. 31.23 the time. She's cruising. I don't think she's going for the world record, but it's going to be an emphatic push from the British superstar Hannah Cockcroft in winning the heat. She gets there ahead of Franken. Oh, it's a new Paralympic record. The world record's at her mercy, I think, in the final. And Ponder's going to come across the line now. Last of the group. The host broadcast just not staying on the finishing line long enough for us to see Christie get through, but she got around safely. All smiles for Hannah Cockcroft, though. Cockcroft and Weir, the wheelchair superstars of this British team.
And Hannah really asserted her dominance there. Rosemary looked fantastic in the first heat, pushing 34 seconds, but Hannah looked like she switched off with about 100 to go, and you'd have to say it's the out-and-out favourite for the final. But Rosemary, great chance for the silver medal on that push. Desiree Vanken of the Netherlands, 35.56 in the heat with Hannah Cockcroft there. She will be challenging Rosemary a little bit.
And the time of Christie Pond, who didn't really get in shot, unfortunately, it's well outside her personal best, 43.92, so not a great push from the 16-year-old, but such a youngster would expect to see her in Rio in 4 years' time.
16 years old, it's been her first games. This experience at a Paralympic Games with a crowd like this, with atmosphere like this, is going to be something that really holds Christie in good stead for the next 4 years. But Hannah Cockcroft.
Time for a wave across the finish line there. Cockcroft in a Paralympic record time, 33.2, ahead of Rankin of the Netherlands and Burrows of Canada. And there's the time for Christie Pond, 43.92. Cockcroft, the hottest of hot favourites to take the gold in the T34 200, but if there's any mishap of the Brit, is Rosemary Little there to pounce? Well, a terrific first heat from Little, and she's the second fastest qualifier through.
Great stuff, Quentin Hull out at the stadium. Now, we did promise you an update on what happened with the penalty shootout in the five-a-side football, and it was China and Great Britain, which ended in regulation time at